Okay, so congratulations in reaching this point of training. So you are now in the dialer training so that you can do the productivity test later on. So this will be the dialer that we are going to use. This is Xencall. Xencall is one of the most common dialer that most of our campaigns are using. So if you're assigned to a campaign that would use a different dialer like Mojo, Cold Tools, Whitel, then do expect an additional training coming from your supervisor or the client themselves so that you can start dialing for their campaign. So I will be sharing with you the link for this dialer as well as the logins. We only have 3 spare logins intended for training so that the newbies who doesn't have any real estate experience then will have a first-hand try on the dialer and then to experience live calls as well to make sure that you guys get to apply whatever you learned on the first 3 days that you had. So I will give you the logins, the user ID and password. So as soon as you key that in, you would have to sign in. If the information is incorrect, then let's make sure that we put that. So it's case sensitive. So let's make sure that you input the right user ID and password. Great, we're in. So as soon as that you're in, it will ask you to allow the microphone to be accessed by the dialer. So make sure that you click on allow. And as soon as you're done, then it will try to test your phone connection if there's any issue with it. If you have a very fast connection, then automatically it's going to say phone status is connected in the bottom right corner. Also, if your microphone has issues, then it will ask you to do an audio setup, wherein it's going to ask you to start and then to record yourself. If you can hear yourself in the playback, then that means that you are successful in setting up your microphone. If everything is all good, there's no need for an audio setup. You can actually click on the bottom right corner and then hit on the wrench icon. After you do that, it's going to show the phone B's caller ID settings. So if it says that your microphone is whatever you're using, mine is Logitech USB headset H540, then that's good. You can increase then the volume for the speaker as well as with the ring device and then the option to ring to hear a beep before a call comes in. So if everything's good, then you're actually set to take calls. Okay? Questions? If you have any, then please send that in the group chat so that everyone can learn all together. So let's say a call comes in. Let me try. Well, you are in a prep work status for now, by the way. Prep work is only available once in every shift. So as soon as you select on ready, where you're going to start taking calls, prep work will no longer be available. So since we only have 3 logins, and then if there are more than 3 trainees, then the other person who's going to use the login, the second batch, will no longer have access to prep work. In that event, then if you have to do a little bit of audio setup or to make sure that your headset is recognized, then please select meeting as a substitute for prep work so that you will not receive any calls as soon as you log in for the second batch. Okay? All right. So I'm gonna go on ready so that you guys would see how a profile would appear if a call comes in. So it's gonna say dialing, and then it will also show here what kind of list you guys will be dialing. Automatically, it's gonna dial the callback first. Let's say if this, all right. So I got an audio, I got a voicemail for this call. So I can just automatically end the call by going in the bottom right corner. Once I click on and call, because there's no need for us to leave any messages for voicemail, and then there's no need for us as well to select to put any notes. So all I have to do is just double click on voicemail, and then it's gonna remove the profile. Okay. So what if? Let me go on meeting first. So okay, it's dialing a callback. Let me end that. So you can see this is dialing the background training seat 1. So if you see that, no need to panic. So let's say that you got a call and then you were able to convert that as an appointment. So let me click a profile right here. So if you were able to speak with this profile and then you went through the script and then you converted it as an appointment, then all you have to do is to make sure that you would put the notes here. Make sure that you already have the template in your notepad and as well as your sticky notes. Put everything that you got from your prospect. You will be on a wrap up status as soon as the call ends or your prospect disconnects the call on their end. You have up to 5 minutes to make sure that you put your notes here and then you select on appointment training for productivity test. In production, they will then select appointment. If you select appointment, this will be forwarded to the client who owns this dialer or this campaign. So you will have to select appointment trainee so that the people in productions can filter all the appointments sent within a specific shift. So let's say you place your notes here and you would then have to click on appointment trainee. Ideally, it's going to show up a calendar as soon as you click on appointment trainee. If it doesn't, then scroll down, click on use calendar, manually select a day and a time. Now, the reason why we ask you to select a callback schedule after 24 to 48 hours is because, as you can see, today's date is not allowing you to select a time because it will not give our clients ample time to prepare. So the soonest that you can schedule a callback would be after 24 hours within 48 hours. So if you select a day and time, as you can see, it's going to be plotted here. This will then be forwarded to the operations team. Once you see that it's already been selected based on what you agreed with your prospect, then all you have to do is to click on appointment training again. You can either double click it to make sure that you remove this profile, you get rid of it, and whatever notes that you place here will be saved. Even if you do not click on log call, as long as you place the notes here prior to selecting a disposition for appointment training, then it will be saved. If you would like to make sure that you did save the notes on your profile, then you can click on call logs and then you can then select and filter the types of calls that you get depending on the dispositions. So if you click on appointment trainee, select a time range which shift you dialed, and then you will then see your appointment trainee here. So if I go back, let me see if there were any appointments. Okay, there was none. Let me go far back, February. Okay, so there were appointments made. If you click on a certain profile, you would see that the notes were saved. So that's how you would check it. Clear? Okay, so let's get rid of this profile. Now I want to go over with some of the things that you may encounter. So not all of the profiles were perfectly inputted on the dialer. So there are profiles that will not have a first name like this one. It will only have a last name. In that event, then make sure that you would address the seller by their last name. And then later on, just confirm and get the first name. You cannot submit a lead without the complete first and last name. So do take note of that. There would all be scenarios that it will not have a first name and last name, then it will only have the complete address. If that happens, then I will share with you in the group chat the generic opening where you can open it based on the address. If it doesn't have any address, like just the zip code or the state, then what you can do is to click on Zillow. As you can see here, you have contact history, Zillow script, total value, and map view. The only thing that's useful for you here is contact history, where you have to put your notes or check the previous interaction that this number had with our team. Zillow, if you click on Zillow, you don't really need to go to Google and then paste the street or the complete address to get the details. So you can just simply click this. Once you do that, it's going to open a new tab and it's going to show you the profile of this address on Zillow. You can then copy the Zestimate and then the Zillow link if it was an appointment. If it's not, then you can use this as a substitute if ever the street address is not available. So if a call comes in and you see that this is blank, then click on Zillow click it, open a new tab. 80% of the time, guys, it's gonna contain the information that's missing. I don't know how that happened, but it works 80% of the time. Okay? So I will be sharing with you the generic opening spiel through the group chat. And let me inform you that if you're not working on an appointment, then you only have 30 seconds for the wrap up. All you have to just double click on the disposition to move on to the next call. If you're working on an appointment, you have up to 5 minutes. Make sure that you notify me that you're working on an appointment because as soon as you exceed 30 seconds in your call for, under a wrap up status, the Workforce team will kick you out if they find out that you are now working on a lead and you have exceeded the threshold. Okay? I will be sharing with you the file for the dispositions. You can see that on the slides later on. Make sure that you study them so that you would know which dispositions to select according to the scenarios that you experience. Okay? Awesome. So with that being said, good luck with your productivity test. You may review this video multiple times up until such time that you are comfortable. Once you are ready, let me know so that we can start dialing and get a first-hand experience with talking to live prospects and then multitasking with using the dialer, using your notes, and then making sure that you become successful as a cold caller.